Hello, this is Bill Steffen. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good weekend. I want to say a special hi to the Ottawa News Network people that are tuning in today. Thanks for coming aboard. It's been a very interesting summer. We've had some places that have had a lot of rain and some places that have hardly had any rain, and that was the case on Saturday. I got, I think, one sprinkle at my house was all. The wind came up for just a little bit, but that was about it. And we've been busy watching the contrast between Holland and Battle Creek. Battle Creek seems to have had a rain magnet, and all that rain seems to come by Battle Creek. We've had several storms where they've had more rain than anybody else here in West Michigan. And the opposite of that, of course, is the drought that's been going on in the Holland area. So I went and did a little bit of computing here with my calculator, and the next slide will be able to show you that since June 1st, Battle Creek has had 179% of average rainfall. And so that's what almost twice as much rain as would normally fall. And by the way, that's a picture of Holland today from the city of Holland and Big Lake Brewery. They sponsor the camera that's up there at Holland State Park. You can always tell how warm the water is by how many people are in the water there. And you got some boats parked there too. Look at the contrast though between Battle Creek at 179% and Grand Rapids, that's at the Ford Airport, which is 59%. And Holland just 38%. That's barely over a third of the normal rainfall here. So look at the contrast between Battle Creek and Holland. Okay, well, let's take a look at who's going to get rain this Sunday. Not us. I think the rain will kind of go around us once again. We're going to be seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms across the upper Midwest and out in the east as well. Marginal risk runs from Montana to the Mississippi River. And a second area of marginal risk, or level 1, is from Pennsylvania into southern New England. We don't anticipate any showers or storms here in West Michigan. You can see this barely gets into the UP, and I think maybe Berrien County might still be in there, but you can plan on a pretty dry Sunday here. Let's take a look then at Monday. This will be a little different story, but Monday, I think much of the day will turn out to be dry. The best bet for a shower or storm will come during the late afternoon, evening. You can see there's a marginal risk from eastern Montana down through the Dakotas to Nebraska and then east to Lake Michigan. And that area, again, could see some isolated reports of strong winds. By the way, Saturday, there were a few places that had gusts to around 40. I think it was the South Haven Lighthouse had a gust to around 48 miles an hour during the evening. But not much in the way of rain. Let's take a look at rainfall totals here over the next 66 hours. This will be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So when we get into Tuesday, I think some of the rain gets back into Michigan for sure, Monday night and Tuesday. And you can see rain falling across the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, into Michigan, into New England. Once again, another round of showers and thunderstorms for Florida. And just like yesterday, there will be some scattered showers and storms in parts of southeast Arizona and southern New Mexico. We'll zoom into Michigan here a little bit and show you that there could be as much as an inch and a half of rain in a couple of these thunder showers that make it across the lake. Everybody should be seeing some rain. I think the computer gives Grand Rapids about 3/4 of an inch of rain. So that, again, the best bet for that would be Monday night and during the day on Tuesday. Well, we're going to take a little time out here and thank one of our sponsors. Listen to this.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here's a look at high temperatures for Saturday, and for a change, Lansing up top with 93 degrees. There was a little bit more sunshine during the mid to late afternoon over toward the Lansing area. In fact, just south of Lansing, there was a pretty good thunderstorm that rolled through during the evening period. Mount Pleasant, 92. We had 91 for Kalamazoo, Ionia, Big Rapids, 90 even for Grand Rapids. And Marshall, Battle Creek, again, a couple degrees cooler than Grand Rapids at 88. And then at the beach, temperatures were, those are warm temperatures for the beach. 82 at Holland during the afternoon, 80 at the Muskegon Pier. The Muskegon Lighthouse, the Muskegon beach was also, I think, around 82. And then South Haven Lighthouse, their high temperature was at 79. It just kind of hung there around 78, 79 much of the afternoon. Well, if you're traveling over toward Lake Michigan, it should be a nice day. That picture right there, sunrise from a few days ago over at the Muskegon Channel. We lose another couple of minutes of daylight, 6:51 our sunrise, 8:41 the sunset. And solar noon, when the sun is highest in the sky, is at 1:47 p.m. We lose one more degree on the nighttime low. We're at 81 and 61 now, down from 62. Record high for today, 98 in 1988, and that was the year we had 37 90-degree days, and I believe August 17th was the last 90-degree day of the year. We had about 2 inches of rain after a very dry summer, and after that, it never warmed up. Temperatures were basically comfortably in the 70s through the rest of August and into early September. Record low temperature, 45, set twice. In 1894, a lot of records were set that year, both high and low, and also in 1976. And the winter of 76, 77 was, I believe, the coldest since 1903, 1904. Okay, on we go. A Lake Michigan forecast. Winds will be anywhere from northeast and maybe turning northwest in the afternoon off the lake, but there could be a little bit of upwelling. We didn't get water temperatures from areas north of Grand Haven, but we did get them from Grand Haven to the south, and I would assume those areas to the north were also in the low to mid 70s. South Haven was a buoy temperature at 76. Reed's Lake, when I checked, had a water temperature of 82. Taking a look right now at tropical situation. I don't know if you've been following the tropical weather, but Hurricane Aaron really ramped up quickly. It went from a Category 1 to a Category 5. It's just brushing by Puerto Rico, and you can see the path on the right there, right about how we like it. It's missing the United States, and it looks like it's going to miss Bermuda to the west. It's really going to churn up some big waves. There'll be some high surf along the coastal Carolina areas there they'll have to watch out for. And of course, if you're in a ship, you don't want to be flying into a hurricane or sailing into a hurricane. So you got to make sure that you avoid where the hurricane is there. But there's the path, and by midweek it should be there north of Bermuda. Don't worry about that yellow X there. That's a 10% chance of tropical storm, and that's not going to happen. All right, let's go on and take a look at out west again in the Western Pacific Ocean. No suspect areas in the Indian Ocean. You can see all the clouds over the country of India. They get the monsoon during the late summer here, where they get a lot of clouds and showers, which is a good thing. It cools them off a little bit. There was one little depression there, 92W, nothing really showing up there. And that's unusual for this time of year. Normally there's at least one hurricane to track in the Western Pacific, which is the most prolific area of hurricane development during the course of the year. All right, up next, we'll take a look at our headlines. Partly sunny skies expected today. It will be a dry Sunday, chance for a shower or thunderstorm starting Sunday night and continuing into Monday and Tuesday. Dry weather is expected here for the Wednesday afternoon through Friday period. By the way, I just chased the cat away. It was ready to sit on my computer once again. It loves to do that. Okay, for next, we got the forecast here for the day today, 83 the high, so no low 90s like we had yesterday. I think temperatures will be a bit cooler with the wind north-northeast, up at about 10 miles an hour during the afternoon. Lowest humidity in the afternoon at 50%, and skies in general should be partly cloudy. We'll look at some more specific high temperatures for the day today. We're looking for temperatures in most areas to be in the low 80s during the afternoon. Holland Airport at 84, South Haven at 79, 81 at Ludington, where there'll be a northeast wind, so it's not coming in off the water. You can see the difference between the Holland Airport at 84 and across the lake with an east wind. Milwaukee reaches 77. Up in the UP, where daughter number 2 is right now. Temperatures are in the expected to be in the low to mid 60s right at the shoreline. So maybe light jacket weather there too. All right, for Monday, things don't change too much here. The Monday temperatures call for readings to be in the mid 80s, a couple degrees warmer. You can see Chicago, with the help of some sunshine, could reach 92, while Detroit is only 82. And a relatively cool day in the UP with temperatures in the upper 60s to mid 70s there. Taking a look at the 5-day forecast, we've got a 20% chance of rain for this Sunday. That's mainly towards evening, and I think most areas don't. I'd probably put the chance of rain at 50% in Berrien County. And then a 40% chance on Monday. That would probably be more late in the day as well. Temperature up to 85. Highest chance of rain comes Monday night into Tuesday at about 60 to 70%. 20% chance of a shower very early Wednesday, but most all of Wednesday looks dry. Thursday looks dry. Temperature should be comfortably in the low 80s and cooling off into the 60s at night. The 8 to 14 day outlook is in. That is issued every day. And once again, we're a little bit below average. So we're looking for temperatures to be a little cooler than they've been, a little cooler pattern shaping up here for the last 8 to 10 days of the month of August. You can see it stays hot in the south, and the combination of cooler to the north and warmer to the south means that there'll be quite a contrast out there. So we'll certainly have to be watching for a kind of an area of stormy weather along fronts that should be dividing that warm and cool air. And in terms of rainfall, let's see what it's got. It's got near normal rainfall for us, above average in the west, and also in the on the East Coast areas. Okay, let's look at our weather here. And once again, a pretty good day shaping up here for today. On August 17th, 2008, this athlete and his team won the 4x100 meters swimming medley relay, making him the first athlete to win 8 medals in a single Olympics. I think I know who this is. Somebody with some Michigan ties. That would be Michael Phelps. Let's see if we get the right answer. Yes, we do. And there's one of his beautiful shiny medals. He's got on his Olympic coat there. Somebody told me that he's got like a 15 or 20% higher lung capacity than the average person. I didn't look up to verify that, but that would not surprise me. Okay, on we go. I think there's more information about Michael Phelps here. How many Olympic medals has Michael Phelps won? He's won a lot over several Olympics. What's a good guess? I'll guess 21. How's that? How close do we come? 28. Okay. 23 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze. Yeah, he's got quite a trophy cabinet, that's for sure. Really a fantastic athlete. All right, what's up next for everybody here? Michael Phelps has won more Olympic medals than anyone else. Isn't that something? Who has won the second most Olympic medals? It's a female Soviet gymnast, and it's not Olga Korbut. That would have been my guess. Wow. Female Soviet gymnast. I don't think I could come up with an answer to that. Let's see if we got the answer here for everybody. It is, drum roll, Larissa Latnina. 18 total medals, 9 gold, 5 silver, 4 bronze. I did not know that, and that name does not really ring a bell with me. Obviously, it's a black and white picture, so I'm assuming that this was back in times past. Wow, I have to have Michelle explain that one to me a little bit here, because I don't know the history of Larissa, but congratulations to her if she's still around. All right, this swimmer has won the most Olympic medals of any U.S. female. Her total of 14 medals makes her 5th in world history for the most Olympic medals, including men and women. Wow. Well, I don't know if it would be somebody, in what I would call ancient times, but Ledecky has won a lot of medals. She's recent. So for lack of any alternative, we'll go for Katie Ledecky, see what that shows up to be. And that turns out to be right. Very cool. Yeah, she's really done well. Fantastic swimmer. All right, up next. When was the last time the United States hosted the Olympics? Oh, where's Jack Doles when I really need him? He would know the answer to this right off the top of his head. The Sochi, Russia. The last one I can remember is Salt Lake City in 2002. So I don't know if we have one. Oh, it is Salt Lake City. I'm going to say, do we have a Los Angeles in there somewhere? Not that I remember. Salt Lake City, 2002. Okay. That was the one I think Mitt Romney was in charge of. And I think that Olympics actually turned a profit, believe it or not. The United States has hosted the Olympics more than any other country, 8 times. How many do you remember? Well, let's see. I remember a Winter Olympics in Lake Placid. I remember a Winter Olympics, I think it was 62 at Squaw Valley in California. I remember Salt Lake City, Los Angeles a couple of times. And then probably 1 or 2 in antiquity that I would not remember. All right, let's see what the answer is here. 1904, St. Louis. I never would have put St. Louis with the Olympics. Interesting. 1932, Lake Placid. Yeah, Los Angeles, Squaw Valley, Lake Placid again. Los Angeles, Atlanta. I didn't think of Atlanta. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I remember most of those. I wasn't around in 32, but I was a little kid. I was 9 years old then at Squaw Valley, and I can remember them going down the slopes in beautiful black and white, because all we had was black and white television back then, at least at our house. Interesting. Okay, what's next? We've got August 17th in history, other stuff, and I think this is from Alex. Sir Walter Raleigh forms the Roanoke colony in modern-day North Carolina. And of course, when you think of Roanoke, you think of the city in Virginia. You don't think of North Carolina. 1945, Animal Farm by George Orwell was published. He was a prolific and great writer. He really was. And if you haven't read some of the books by Orwell, I would suggest them. Interesting to take the political situation of the day and kind of replicate that in the animal kingdom of a local farmer. 1969, I sure remember this, Hurricane Camille, the second most intense hurricane ever to hit the continental United States. This came in around Mississippi, and it was brutal. 259 fatalities, $1.42 billion, and that was in 1969 dollars. Just, the storm surge was just outrageous with Camille. And that a storm of that intensity will hit that area again. And we really have to find a way to get people away from the coast. There's quite a bit of southern Mississippi that would be vulnerable to a storm surge there. 1998, Bill Clinton admits to improper physical relationship with Monica Lewinsky, and that gave rise to the Drudge Report and some other things. And birthdays on this date, Davy Crockett, the king of the wild frontier, born on this date in 1786. So thanks to Alex for coming up with all this fun stuff that happened on August 17th. We got some pictures to share with you here. Look at that pretty blue bird. Wow. John Doherty from up in Benson County. Every day he shoots us a picture or two, and we certainly appreciate that. Nice that he could get close enough and that bird stuck around here so he could be one of the highlights of Bill's video of the day. Thank you, John. And then we have one more picture to share with you here from John Scully. And this is a picture taken toward evening. And as you can see, the glimmers of twilight sneaking in between the clouds there to illuminate the base of the clouds makes for a pretty picture. And John, of course, sends us pictures from the Grand Haven and Muskegon areas, and we appreciate that. Well, I have had a good time sharing with you. I hope you've had a good time sticking around and maybe you've learned something. Here's my picture again, holding the snow, July 22nd, north of Lake Louise in Alberta, Canada. Have yourself a good Sunday today. And once again, thanks for staying till the end.